Good day, everyone. This is Maurice Watts with the Warriors Group. Today we have Albert Ramos, up-and-coming agent, 12 years in the Marine Corps, active duty gunnery sergeant. We're going to do our first podcast with him, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with some questions for him. He just got back from a deployment, and we want to know, who is Albert Ramos? So, Albert, who are you?
Maurice, thank you for the opportunity. So, I'm many things, but I'm going to describe myself in 3 words, okay? One of them is proactive. The second one is very honest. And the third one is I'm a people's person.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like you said, I've been in 12 years, helping out Marines. And my goal with all this is to ensure that as many Marines possible receive the knowledge that we're about to drop to them today.
Got it. Okay. So we do understand that your plan is to support veterans, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what is your plan as it relates to supporting veterans? What do you want to do? What are you going to do different that everybody else is just not doing?
Got you. So in reality, what I want to do is get the knowledge that I wish I would have had as a Lance Corporal, that I wish I would have had as a Corporal. Oh. That way, Marines, when they're in my rank, they're able to take better decisions that I did financially.
Yeah. So I take it when you were young that people never gave you this information?
Well, the information was out there, right? But, you remember that old gunny where he used to say, hey, you better do this. I didn't pay attention how I would have paid attention. And that's what I'm going to focus on. And that's what I'm want to focus in my career. It's not just about providing the knowledge. It's also about following up with those Marines and having some type of support group in order to give those Marines the follow-up that they need in order for them to accomplish their financial goals.
Got it. So you think that home ownership, or the knowledge of home ownership, if you will, is something that's missing in the Marine Corps and the branches of service and whatnot?
100% is missing. And I want to put an example out there. There was a new community back when I was a corporal behind the San Luis Ray Gate. You know that community that's right there by the San Luis Ray Gate? Right. Those houses open in the mid $450s to low $500,000. Right now, those houses are worth more than $1 million to the $800,000 range to the $1.2 million. Wow. Okay. So imagine how much money I would have made, if I would have bought a home that at that time.
And had you had the information.
And I had the information.
And it's crazy because I tell people all the time that the wealth is inside of the information, and having the information is really, it'll take you a long way, right?
Exactly.
So I understand that you just got off a deployment. Can you tell us about that?
So yes, I was fortunate enough because the Marine Corps is not doing as many deployments as they used to. I was fortunate enough to be with the SP MACTAF Crisis Response Central Command 21.1. I just got back in late September. Outstanding deployment, absolutely outstanding deployment. The people that I went out there with, the most professional people that I've ever seen, the most professional group of individuals that I've ever worked with in my career, and I truly mean that. So when I was out there, I was actually doing a VA seminars for not only Marines, but for the entire base that we were out there in Saudi Arabia.
Wow. Okay.
So we filled those seats up because there is, like I said, there is a wealth of knowledge out there that these Marines and service members want and are looking for, and I don't feel that we have enough people providing that type of information.
Got it. So you were the sole person in Saudi Arabia that taught the classes by yourself?
Correct. I did them by myself.
Wow.
Correct.
Okay. So I imagine teaching those classes, you got a lot of experience teaching those classes, and I'd imagine those veterans had a lot of questions for you.
Yes.
Right. So what's the number one question, or maybe 2 questions they might throw out there to you all the time that you had to answer that they didn't know?
Got you.
What was that?
So the information that they know about their VA benefits are very is very few. They know that they have a VA benefit, but they do not know how to start the process in order for them to start looking for that knowledge, Yeah. And I actually have a shirt that says, when you're looking to buy a house, 10 steps, the first 10 steps that you need to accomplish in order for you to buy a home.
Wow.
It's step number 1, call me. That's the first step, right? Yeah. But in reality, it's way more than that, right? Because a lot of Marines, they don't understand. It's like, oh, I'm going to get out and I'm going to utilize my VA loan. Yeah. They don't know that you need some type of job. Like the VA is going to require you in order for you to have some type of job or some type of proof in order for them to see how are they going to get paid, right?
Right. Exactly.
So that, yes, go ahead.
Now, so speaking of money, I know when I was a young Marine, I'm dating myself, but I came to Marine Corps in 1995, right? I retired in 2018, so I did a lot of time in there. And I remember coming back from Western Pacific deployments, coming back from overseas, and I had a nice chunk of change when I got back. I mean, it was a lot of money to me. I mean, I was a little Lance Corporal, but it was a lot of money to me,
Yes.
right? Did you educate them on what to do with that money? Because they save a lot of money out there. And I see, if they're anything like me, they blew it, right?
Yes.
And I imagine, you just got back off deployment. You got back in September. Here we are 2 months later. Marines are probably blowing their money,
Yes.
right? So what were you telling them about that when they got home? What should they do with their money?
So it is that's actually a great question, Maurice, because I got that question so much that I actually wrote down literally a step-by-step process in my website, which is warriortalkblog.com. Okay.
Nice.
So I actually have it pulled it up. I actually have it pulled up right now. And basically there are 3 very basic things that I'm a very go back to the basics type of guy, right? There's 3 very basic things that you can do with money. One of them is spend it. The second one is save it. The third one, invest it. Spend it, what you will most likely do, right? Like, especially with Marines, because Marines don't understand the fundamental of expenses versus cash flow, right? They think that, oh, well, I have, and this is the most common thing that Marines want to do with their money, right? It's like, well, I'm going to buy a new car when I get back from deployment, or I'm going to put those new rims, or I'm going to buy a new gun. But what you don't realize is that you are creating an expense for yourself. Meaning you might have the money for the down payment, but now you have a monthly expense that you have to pay out of your own pocket. So in reality, that is not going to help you to increase your wealth, right?
Right.
So that's the first one, right? You're probably gonna spend it. And the other thing that I got a lot was, oh, well, I'm going to go back home and visit family. But what happens when you visit family? It's not just the plane ticket. It's not just, the plane ticket for your wife, for your children. It's also, oh, I got a bunch of friends. I got all this deployment money. Let me go ahead and buy a round of shots. And that's when you don't realize that your money is just simply slowly but surely fading away out of your pocket. So the second thing that you can do is to save it. But if you just put your money in your bank account, that's just sitting there. You're making the money for the bank. You're not making money for yourself. Right. So when you save your money, it's good if you are doing several things. If you are saving up for an investment fund, if you're saving up for an emergency fund, or if you're saving up for something that you want to treat yourself, because there's nothing wrong with treating yourself. Right. So what we want to make sure is that those are the 3 type of funds that we want to have. We want to have an investment fund, we want to have an emergency fund, and we want to have a fund that we know is like, listen, I know I have the money, but how about I set this aside, and when I accomplish something that I feel proud of myself, how about I treat myself and I put that money there, instead of just spending it right as you get back from deployment. So, and the one that I actually want to touch about, that's right here in my website, is to invest it, right? And the reason why I say invest it is because this is what you should really be doing, but you're either confused, scared, uninformed, uneducated, or a combination of all of them, right? So the reason why when we get back from deployment and while we are on deployment, we want to invest our money is because there are ways out there, Marines. There are or service members. There are ways out there in order for you to put your money to work for you. The decisions that you take today for your money will have repercussions for the years to come. And again, you can either save it or you can spend it, but how about we talk about some investments?
Wow. So it sounds like, you said a lot just now, basically assets versus liabilities in the beginning of what you were saying is they have money going out, but no money coming in.
Exactly.
Right? Money going out, no money coming in. And from the looks of it, it sounds like you're not only getting an agent out of Albert Ramos, you're also getting a financial mentor, if you will. Yes. Because he's just said a lot in what he just said. So I imagine while he was out with his buyers and sellers and whatnot, that he's going to be teaching them as well. And that's one of the things that you just really don't get out of a real estate agent. So I do appreciate that. Is there anything else you would like to add before we close?
So you just mentioned something like that. I'm also a command financial advisor for the Marine Corps. So like I said, I've been in the Marine shoes. I'm not coming from a high and mighty position that's like, oh, well, I took all the right financial decisions when I was a corporal. I know the dumb mistakes that a corporal, that a sergeant, that even a staff sergeant makes, right? when it comes to their finances. So whenever it's home buying, it's not just it's not just, oh, well, he's going to get me into a house and that's it. No, you get the full package with me. I will make sure that you are well off financially, so that way you take the best decisions for yourself and for your family.
That is awesome. So how would one get in contact with you?
So it's actually really easy. I have a website. It's called warriortalkblog.com. My phone number is 619-626-8200. Also, my email is a.ramos91pr@gmail.com. And something that I want to leave off, right? I was recruiter of the year for 2018 for the 6th Marine Corps District. The reason why I was so successful on recruiting duty, it was because I work 24/7. And when I mean I work 24/7 is, no matter what time you text me, what time you call me, I will answer the phone call. If I'm sleeping or if I'm doing something else, the first thing that I'm gonna do is answer you as soon as I see that text message. So please do not hesitate to get in contact with me at all hours of the night, because I've been where you've been at.
I just really want to get this in perspective before we close. So you say you were the #1 recruiter for the district. So how many people are in a district that you had to compete against to get that number?
I'll say within the thousands.
Okay, so out of 1,000 or 2,000 people, he was #1, right? So that lets you know that he's going to take care of them, because people wouldn't come to you like that if you weren't good at what you do, right? So please contact Albert Ramos. This is our first podcast with the Warriors Group. We thank you so much. We are client focused and results driven. Maurice Watkins, Albert Ramos. We are out. Talk to you soon.